Well, I am convinced that God is able to meet my needs and to set every captive free. You know why? Because the greatest miracle, which is life, has been bestowed on me and of course on you as well watching me. It's not just by accident that we get up, wake up from bed and get to sit here, and you sit there as well to watch us. And so I want to say thank you to God Almighty for your life and our life as well. And of course the guests, the life of our guests who are in the studios already. This is Just Ask is live on TV and is live on Facebook and on YouTube as well, Dominion TV. Connect with us. Well, it's a program that is carefully coordinated, the platform beyond the fours of the church that allows you and I to ask ourselves questions and of course apply godly wisdom to answering some of them. Well, some of them could be controversial, critical, some of them mind-blowing as well, but we create the platform. It's a non-judgmental platform for you to ask all the questions. And so welcome indeed to the show. My name is Korku Lumor. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, I'll tell you who is in the building tonight because I'm excited. Stay with us. This is Just Ask. Well, you have the opportunity to send us your messages in real time because we're streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube. So let us know of what you think of what we're going to be discussing. Also, you can also share with us a quick selfie video of yourself asking questions, any question on your mind at all about the Christendom. You can send it to the numbers on your screen. It will feature on subsequent programming. But of course, I'm excited that we have a new face on the set this morning, and we have a day one on the set this morning. Forgive me, this evening. Why am I saying morning? Anyways, Reverend Pastor Daniel Delong is in the house. It's good to have you.
Yeah, it's good to see you guys once again. I've been out and around.
Okay, yeah. All right, okay. Welcome back. Yeah. And of course, first time Reverend Bright Aklamanu is here. First time seeing you. It's a new one.
Yes, and I'm very excited to be here.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's all we do. We bring the nice faces with their great minds and in their glory to answer all your questions. But of course, we'll toss to the very first question. When we come back, we'll send ourselves straight into the answer zone. Stay with us. This is Just Ask.
Hi there, my name is DC Pokia. Good morning. I have questions for pastors. I want to know if will you still give money to the church if you are struggling financially? For example, like hasn't giving out your tithe, when maybe you don't have it, like that kind of thing. Yeah.
Well, it's as simple as that. Should you give money or tithe? Should you tithe, especially when you are struggling financially? You don't have bow, but you have to tithe. Should you?
Well, if I heard a question where he said, if I don't have.
Yeah.
If you don't have, then you don't have.
Okay.
If you don't have, what are you giving?
Okay.
You give what you have. Do you understand me? You understand me?
I do.
Exactly. But
right.
When it comes to tithing, okay, there's one thing I always tell is if you understand kingdom principles, when it comes to tithing, it has nothing to do with a feeling. It's just a matter of obedience.
Okay.
Tithing is just obedience. It's nothing new. It's just obedience. Yeah. When you tithe, you are just obeying. You're not thinking where it's going. You're not thinking who is grabbing it. You're not thinking who is counting it. You are just obeying kingdom principle. So tithing is about obedience. So it's not about if I have, will I give, if I don't have. If you don't have, what tithe are you taking out? It's what you have, then you take out your tithe. Unless you probably owe God tithe. Will a man rob God? Unless probably you probably owe God. Right. You understand? But if you don't have, it's different. But if you have and you don't do it, you are not being chiseled. You are being disobedient. Mm-hmm. It's as simple as that. No man of God should force you to give tithe. Nobody should scare you to give tithe. Nobody should bring rules for you to give tithe. Tithing is a covenant between you and your maker. It's just about obedience. That is all.
Okay. I'll come back. When I come back, I'll ask you, should there be an excuse for somebody who's lived in the church for more than 5 years and says, I don't have, and so I cannot tithe? So I'll come back so that I pick those responses. Tell me your initial thoughts on the issues of the context. The context is financial constraints.
Yeah.
Must I still tithe?
Yes. In this context, as you say, as you put it, the person doesn't have enough money. Mm-hmm. But as my brother said, this is a kingdom principle.
Okay.
And I want us to talk about the tithing. Tithing is just a percentage that you are giving to God.
Right.
All right. So it doesn't matter whether you have much or you have small. You can still give 10%. And, to answer this question, I would want us to even look at the purpose of giving or tithing. Okay. The purpose of giving has nothing to do with whether you are rich or you are poor. To give is a certain grace that God gives us. Okay. And Paul talked about this in 2 Corinthians chapter 8 when he was referring to the Macedonian church, that even in abject poverty, they still pleaded that they should be given the opportunity to also give. And in the verse 8, Paul told the church in Corinth that you have excelled in many good things, in conversation, in your love for us and all that, but ensure that you excel also in this grace of giving. So it means that even a poor person can have this grace of giving. And giving is actually a demonstration of faith. It doesn't mean that you have it all, but you are just saying that I trust God. That even in the midst of my poverty, I can still give the little I have. Now, when you look at the New Testament again, Jesus in Mark, I think chapter 12, verse 41 to 44, he was talking about the widow's mite. Now, this widow had just 2 mites. Others had given out of their abundance. But Jesus praised this woman who gave her all. Now, Jesus should have said, this woman had just 2 mites, so she shouldn't give. But Jesus applauded her that she gave her all. So this is to say that anybody can give. Whether you are rich or you are poor, the little you have, you can exercise your faith. Okay. We give to honor God, as Proverbs 3:9-10 talks about, that we should, honor God with our substances. So if you understand that God is the owner of everything, he owns the world, every resource we have, we as good stewards, we should be able to appreciate him for all that he has done for us. Even in the midst of that little, it is God who gave it to you.
Very interesting. So the case of you are being in the church 4 or 5 years, and you are still telling us that you don't have. Is that an excuse?
You see, it's a simple thing. Okay. You see, you should understand something when it comes to this kingdom. In the world, you are able to have wealth by receiving. Right. In the kingdom, you are able to have wealth by giving. So, in fact, the best time to give is when you are broke. Like when you know that, okay, all I have is 20 cities. Let me say all I have is 100 cities. The 100 cities cannot solve the problem. Listen, the 100 cities cannot solve the problem. But the 100 cities can open the doors for the problem to be solved if I use it wisely. How wisely? By giving. You see, and you might say the problem is a lot of people feel that if I give what you see, it is only when you have the mentality of I'm doing mathematics with God. You don't do mathematics with God. You don't do mathematics with God. This is the principle of God. I gave you 100. It's like me, a father giving a little boy a toffee. Then he says, after giving him toffee, he said, give me some. And the little boy says, I won't give you. The toffee is mine. I gave you. I have more. I'm just playing to say, give me some. To see if you will give me. And I give you more. It's just a kingdom principle. So when you don't have, and let's say you don't have, and there's no money at all, that's different. But if you have and you have a little, should you still give? Yes.
Is it a case of exercising, using the faith what context must I just give? So anybody, do I give expecting that it comes back, or just give?
Why are you giving to expect that it comes back?
Oh, but you said the principle is giving and you receive. So what I give,
you see, the principle of giving and receiving doesn't mean that when you go and give, you are expecting to receive. No,
I must not be expectant.
You see, we are not on a transaction business with God.
Okay. Okay.
What you are doing is there's a kingdom principle you are following, you are obeying, and as soon as you obey, the repercussions of that kingdom principle follows you. It doesn't need anything.
You don't force it.
No.
Okay.
You just have to obey. You just have to do it. As simple as that. So you don't have, you give. The Lord sees it. In these difficult times, you still acknowledge that I must fulfill kingdom principle.
There's been the back and forth most recently, and we can end on that, about people now realizing that tithing, and very great men of God who had received it in the past now realizing that it was wrong in the past, and so there's that.
What was wrong?
Tithing.
Tithing was wrong.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh no, I'm sure you've heard some of the big shots around the world. Okay. Now the case of whether or not people must stop talking about the phenomenon of tithing or continue to question it. I want you to help us, Reverend Aklamanu, on that.
Yes. I think that, tithing, as my brother said, is a principle. And
a kingdom principle. So it's only people who are part of the kingdom.
The kingdom.
That must apply.
That must apply.
Okay. Right.
Now, people can choose to have their own revelations on the principle. So, we've heard of some great men of God who are now saying tithing is not even the way to go. Tithing is an Old Testament principle. That is why anytime I'm talking about tithing, I want to talk about even the purpose. The purpose of tithing, even in the Old Testament, we can't say that it is no longer useful in the New Testament. God ordered them to give so that there'll be food in the storehouse, that for the priest and all that. Now, are we saying that in the New Testament, the ministers in the house don't need food? So the purpose is still there. God would wanted people to give in the Old Testament to even test their love for Him, because tithing also is a sign that you love God. Are we saying that in the New Testament, giving is no longer a sign of loving God? Even if we want to go into the theology of tithing in the Old Testament, we still see that some people had given tithes or paid tithes before even the law was given.
Okay.
So we can't say that tithing is entirely just about the Torah, about the law of Moses. No. So it may be their personal revelation.
One quick thing.
Right.
See, need we all be remembered that any principle of the kingdom that will put the children of God on a strong foundation to defeat the enemy, there's always an attack on it.
Okay.
Tithing, the prophetic, the healing, grace. There's a strong attack. The devil brings it, and you see, if he brings it from the outside world, we will just brush it off. Oh, these guys are not Christians, they don't understand. But when he brings it from the innermost part, great men of God, you have believed in their teachings, believed in their thoughts, believed in their understanding. When they come out to tell you about it, I always go with only one advice. I have tithed, it helped me, it opened doors, it's established me, and that is it. It has worked for me, and I entreat every Christian to do it. If you are a child of God, you understand kingdom principles, I entreat you to do it. It has been there, it has helped me. Because if it has not helped me, I don't preach what I have not experienced as a man of God. If I have not experienced an answer to it, it's difficult for me to preach it.
Okay.
I need to preach it because I have experienced it. Okay. And so tithing has nothing to do with I have, and that is why I'm giving. So when I don't have, I won't give. Tithing is just a matter of obedience. If you're a kingdom person, obey.
I see. That's it. So it's a kingdom principle, and you need to obey, and that's clearly what it is. So if you're outside the kingdom, you can say whatever you like, and you do not have to come and be combative about it at all. It's a kingdom principle. We just have to obey without any. I mean, even in the military, we obey without we obey before or complain, right? You obey before complain. We'll take a second question when we come back. All the answers are here. Stay with us.
My name is Joyce. I have a question for pastors. Is there any secret in marriage that should never be shared?
Should I smile or not smile? Okay, let me just keep a straight face. Must there be some secrets that you don't have to ever share and you have to use tact or wisdom?
Yes.
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 Yay.
There are many.
There are many. No.
Yeah.
Okay, let me allow you first of all.
Yeah.
Your initial thoughts.
My initial thoughts. You know, this is in the context of marriage.
Right.
Not courtship or relationship. So that means you've gone past courtship. Now, it's very important that there are certain secrets that can have a direct repercussion on the marriage. If those secrets were not shared during courtship or during the relationship stage, it is very important that you still keep them secret in the marriage.
Okay.
I can give some examples.
Please go ahead.
You know, even before then, if the moment two people decide to marry or they want to marry, there are certain secrets that people call secret that must be revealed.
I see. Let me just do this one. So, Reverend Aklamanu stated something. The establishment is that there must be some that must not be shared. Is that it?
Yes.
Yes.
And it's yes.
Really?
Abraham, carry Isaac, go to the mountain. Did he tell Sarah? Did he? That is the secret for life. Sarah didn't know it, and she will never know it. Yes. Oh, you want to tell your wife that the only son that she had at the age of 90, you're going to sacrifice him because God has spoken. Gentlemen, God didn't tell me to.
I see.
You understand?
Okay.
We get to a place, you are my wife, I understand, but for now you are my sister. Because if I say you are my wife, I'm going to die.
Let's put it in proper context, right?
Yeah.
Are they things that must be delivered to you by God? Okay. In this case, you were saying that it was an instruction by God for him to go sacrifice. But there are some things that were not revealed by God. It was flesh and blood.
Flesh and blood. You messed up.
Yeah.
And you want to keep it. Yes. You know why?
Tell me.
You see, you weigh the two. Wisdom is very key here.
Right.
Bible says in James that he who lacks wisdom, ask God.
Great.
He who lacks wisdom, ask God. See, there are some things, if you say it in your marriage, that is you packaging divorce in a very nice way.
That's all.
Nothing can stop it.
Wow.
Bible said, man, know thyself. And as much as, so man, know thyself, as soon as you get married, your wife has become you. So knowing your wife is like knowing you. So knowing your wife so well, you should be able to know that this thing, I can't tell this woman. It has to be between me and my God. If there's any forgiveness, I am praying between me and my God. If there's anything, I'm praying because as soon as you probably tell your wife, you might think I'm telling her all the secrets because we need to share all secrets so that we are all clean. Can she handle it?
That's it.
Where does truth play a role?
Yeah.
And you know what they say about it is it will set you free.
Yeah.
Yeah? Is it free from the marriage as a divorce or to set you free?
You shall know the truth, and the truth. Even that truth itself is in a context, though. Theologically, that truth is Jesus Christ.
Oh.
That truth is Jesus Christ.
Okay.
But when it comes to marriage, you know, an example, you dated certain people in your church, let's say a gentleman, before marrying your wife into your church or to join you. Your wife was not in your church. Now, some of those ladies that you dated in the past, you don't necessarily have to let your wife get to know when there is no need. Because the moment your wife gets to know that you once dated those ladies in the past, she will become very suspicious.
And I'm sorry.
I see. Right. What we'll do is that we'll take a quick break. When we come back, I've seen some of the messages that you've sent in. Some of them are very controversial this evening. I'm unable to take it in now. So when we come back, we'll take it all in. I'll read your messages, and then we'll go back and pick the final thoughts about it. This is Just Ask. We'll see you soon.
From across the nations of the world, we gather for prayer, for praise, for the word, for dominion. We gather for impact.
The corruption of your altar is the corruption of your priesthood, and the corruption of your priesthood is the limitation of your power. As soon as you see a corruption, you take it by the head and you crush it by the blood.
And any conspiracy by charms or hexes, spells or enchantments, I decree and declare those altars are scattered right now.
You only overcome evil by good, and there's only one good, and it's not you and it's not me. It's God.
Doors that have been blocked are about ready to open. Where something was working against you is about to work for you.
Impact 2023 at Action Chapel International. Sunday, November 26th to Sunday, December 3rd. Mornings and evenings. For more information or inquiries, call or send a WhatsApp message to the number on your screen. Impact 2023. Hosted by His Eminence Archbishop Nicholas Duncan-Williams.
This is what you've been waiting for. It's an experience you cannot miss. Be there.
Impact 2023. Open doors.
You're sitting in the office all day doing this. Doesn't look nice at all. And that can affect you negatively. It could even cause numbness and tingling down to the fingers, upper back pains, neck pains, headaches, dizziness. Do you have any of those things? Some people wonder, why are we having a spine show? Sometimes I wonder why also.
Spine Alive with the spine expert, Dr. Brian Cox, starting Friday, November 10th at 8 p.m. only on Dominion TV.
Welcome back. This is Just Ask. We're excited that you can join us here. I'm still here. Reverend Aklamanu is here. Pastor Delong is here as well. Thank you very much for joining us here and sharing tonight with us. But of course, we're excited that the biggest convocation of the year is about happening, and I'm referring to Impact 2023 this year. It starts from the 26th of November to the 3rd of December. It's open doors, and we're excited. The men and women are in the house with us, and they are going to be here. And so all you've got to do is to bring all your friends along. Remember, the date is the 26th of November to the 3rd of December. There is enough space for everyone. So from your work to family, everybody must come as well. Well, we're also excited to tell you that we have been nominated for various awards at the Praise Achievement Awards 2023. Of course, Just Ask has been nominated for the Christian Television Program of the Year. Of course, I have also been nominated Christian Television Presenter of the Year, Dominion TV Best Christian Television Station of the Year. The quotes are on the screen. You can pick them and vote as it comes. And so let's pick the awards and let's come celebrate here as well. We're excited that you do so. And there you have it on your screen. But of course, let's return to studio. We're just talking about the last part of that conversation. Yeah. So I'm saying that, look, there's been quite a number of questions on there. The context, the truth, yeah, and how to share it, yeah, and be free. Yeah. And you say it's Christ.
No, yeah.
No, he's talking about theology.
Yeah, theology. Yeah. But the point I'm making is that, truth is very important, mm-hmm, and truth will forever stand. Mm. But you must apply a lot of wisdom. Mm. The truth that can break your marriage, you must be very tactful when you want to reveal it.
Right.
Why? Because there are certain things it's better not to know than to know. Because you may not have the maturity, you may not be mature enough to handle it.
It's not the case that when you were even about finally on this, when you were about to commit it, right? You knew it was bad. You still went ahead to do so.
Oh, for that you can't be that emphatic on it. That people who do stuff and they regret, even they probably knew it was bad. But see, this whole thing about keeping a secret, Jesus said, okay, let me just say this. Jesus is the groom. Mm-hmm. The church is his wife. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. Good. He said, there are many things I have hidden from you. Mm. But he said it.
Yeah, I'm following you. Let's go.
He said, there are many things I've hidden from you.
Right.
Because you cannot contain it.
That's it.
The groom says, I've hidden a lot from the wife. Because the wife cannot contain it. Are you a follower of Christ? So this whole thing about it is not condoning keeping secrets in marriages. No. Mm-hmm. It is about applying wisdom. Like Reverend said, can the person contain it? Okay. God says, I hate divorce. Whatever you are going to say, will it sustain the marriage or it will lead to what God hates?
Okay. So that we don't quickly jump off, I guess we can just pick the next question. I wanted us to read messages, but let's pick the next question. When we come back, we could also do the messages that you've been sending in. It's live on Facebook, Dominion TV, and so keep doing that. What should you do if your new boss is someone you used to date? Huh? What should you do? Okay, there was no hand there. What should you do if your new boss is someone you used to date? That's a question this evening.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Oh, it's not wow.
It's not wow?
No.
Your boss.
All things are passed away.
Behold.
Everything has become new. You want to still hold on to your past? Then don't be in that office.
Oh, I see.
Yes. I counsel my ex comfortably. Counsel her husband comfortably. My ex is my wife's very close friend. Comfortably. Like,
behold.
All things are passed away. You ended it. If you know that there are still, it is when you know that there are still, little things that are still stuck in there. That's where You don't want things to trigger, and so you know what? Let me just stay. See, in all this, I always say the Bible says, "Man, know thyself." Well, you clearly know that, Charlie. I said we part our ways, but Charlie, this girl, though she's my boss, there's a part of me that is still Charlie. Then don't be there. Okay. Then don't be. Then don't just take the job. I mean, I can comfortably work with you. Yeah. All I can is even my ex, before she became my ex, went to marry. Said she was going to do something in the village. She was actually going to marry. At that time, we are not broken up. But she went to marry. I appeared there. Oh, I see. I went to observe ceremony, congratulated her, came back. Normal. When I end.
And that's what it has to be.
Yeah.
How about you, Reverend?
I think not many men are like Pastor Delong. You know, I think that let's look at this context where the man is the boss and the lady used to be a former, let's say, girlfriend.
Okay.
Now, so in that setup, in that office, sometimes the man will still want to be making some advances, you know, towards the
Why
lady.
would you want?
So I want us to look at that context.
Yes.
Because some of these questions may have to do with that context.
Experience.
So in that context, I think there are certain procedures that must be followed. One, when the man is still making advances towards you as the lady, you can draw his attention to it. You can have a meeting with him that, look, let bygones be bygones. We are done with the relationship. We are here for a purpose. We are working. So if you would want this to be a professional setting, let us keep it like that. Now, if the man would not agree to this because he's the boss and he wants to lord it over you, you can decide to seek for transfer. That is, if the work is such that you can be transferred to another place. But if it is not so, you may want to involve, that is, if there's a disciplinary committee or HR. That this is what is happening. If your boss is the HR? If your boss is the HR, then I think the final solution may be to leave.
So the point is that if you still hold on to, if there are still some connections, don't go.
You see, this is the thing. When a woman is done, she's done.
When a woman is done,
she's done.
How?
When a woman is done with you in a relationship, she's done.
Is it scientifically proven?
No, it's done. That's how women. You see, women.
In most cases.
See, women love with hair. Men love with hair. When a woman's love from here moves from here to here, she's done. That is why you can do something to a woman and everybody will tell her the man is maltreating you. He's doing the go. You see, her heart's here. You are still here. So she's like, I'm not staying again. I'm going. She moves 3 steps. Then she comes back home. I love you. As soon as it moves from here and it now settles here, I'm telling you, you can bring all the elders in this world. She's done. So when a woman is done, a woman says, it's done, I'm done, we are done. She is done. It is mostly the men who say they are done and they are not done. Like he's saying, you get to the office and I can tell you on authority, it is the man. If a woman comes back at you, when she's an ex, it means she wasn't done with you in the first place. She wasn't. If a woman is done with you, boss, there's nothing that makes her want you again. Nothing.
Are there signs to show that she's done?
Are there signs to show? Oh yeah, a whole lot of things. Like she knows. Men look at women. Women study men. Men don't study women. That's why we are complaining that men don't study women. We don't have that time. We study business, we don't study women. We just want to bring money home. We don't study business, we don't study women. But women, they study us. Okay. I'm studying the one who is building my life. I'm studying the one I'm staying to be in the future with. I'm studying the one who is going to make me carry seed. So women study men, and that's why they're able to quickly know that you left home in this shirt. I smell a different perfume on you. Who did you hug? And you'll be asking her, that is because they study. When she hugs you and say, bye, love, she knows that smell. When you come back and you hug her, she can move, she can be sleepy. She tells like, a woman can even know that you can change your white shirt, same white shirt. She knows that what's Santa Dino. So that's how women are. Okay. So when they are done, they are done.
Okay.
When they are not done, that is when they come to. But me sincerely, like Osofu is saying, sincerely, if you get in there and there are advances that you know that because it's the exes and they know the sports.
Yeah.
That's the painful thing about exes. They know the sport. He will not just come hugging. They know the words. They've been with you before. They know the words to say. They know the things to do. They know the perfume to buy, the gifts to bring, the thing. You understand? So they know how to get back.
Okay.
So maybe that's when you understand flee.
Yeah, that's what you understand.
Yeah, I think that generally,
right,
dual or multiple relationships are very difficult to keep.
Okay.
Now, dual or multiple relationship has to do with, you see, in this case, is boss or employer-employee relationship. That is one. Then the other one also has to do with the relationship, the formal relationship, which is more of a romantic relationship.
Yeah.
So these multiple relationships often very difficult to keep.
Exactly.
Very difficult to keep.
I see. Interesting. Quite a number of messages here this evening. Let me start off from Reverend Mark Iamlade. Thank you very much. So he says, tithing is covenant practice. Thank you. So for the best time to give is when you are broke. I'm learning. And he still comes back to say that, Mark Iamlade. Also, Chizaram Eze, there is tithe is God's kingdom principle to access his blessings beyond measure. Okay. David Eto Levite says deep with exclamation signs to Edem. Ed Bansa says Marshall Daniel says this is very deep, and also Edem Ed Bansa comes, but where do we draw the line? I don't know if it has to do with the second question. Okay, this one also says speaks about Ophelia Sument says great insight. Tithing resists the devourer. Everybody tithes. Either you give to God in obedience, or the devourer comes for it by force. And this one also says, okay, I didn't get the name. Ed Bansa says, how sure are we that the other partner can't handle it? So he's talking about the truth.
Yeah.
How sure are you that when you tell them they cannot handle it, that you want to keep it?
You don't know your partner?
Yeah, you need to know.
Oh, of course. I know, as I sit there right now, I know my wife, you don't just speak.
Okay.
She doesn't joke with words. Any word you say, she doesn't joke with it.
Okay.
So you can do anything, but she doesn't joke with words.
So you must know your partner.
Exactly. Yes.
Ophelia Sumen comes by, God bless you, Reverend. Judith Agbo says, deep inside, God bless you, Reverend Aklamanu and Pastor Delong. David Jeble says, more grace. Ed Bansal, LOL. Fokoku comes, God bless you, Reverend Aklamanu. Okay, I think it's all God bless you. God. Okay, Fokoku, you're helping us. Says maturity is key in handling truths. Marshall Daniel says I'm really catching up the message here. Kwesi Apia Botre, the power play here is a bit much. Removing oneself is sometimes the best thing to do. Okay, it talks about the office romance, or is the office romance, no, the issue of the situationship, right? John Appellate says, good show. Kudos to all Reverend Brides. More grace to you. All right, so you can also send yours in, drop it on our Facebook live stream or on our YouTube live stream as well. I'll get to share it with the world. How about we go for the next question? When we come back, we'll get all the answers. Stay with us.
Hello, good afternoon, pastors. God bless you all. I'm Raymond, and I want to ask a question. My question is, as God said He's taking the Israelites to the promised land, I want to find out, have we reached to our promised land, or we are still on the journey to the promised land? Thank you.
Well, I had to hold myself, but I'm not sure I could. So are we still? What are we still?
I think that.
Are we still?
Yes. When the Bible talks about the promised land,
right,
we have to really understand what the promised land is about. The promised land is not heaven.
It's not heaven.
It's not heaven. It has nothing to do with heaven.
Oh,
actually.
Right.
Why? Because the Israelites entered into their promised land on this earth. That was before they went to heaven. So the promised land is a place that you must reach on this earth.
Okay.
And it has to do with fulfillment. It has to do, psychologists will normally say self-actualization.
Okay.
But, Christian, it has to do with you coming to that state where you have peace with yourself. You know that you are fine.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
So it has nothing to do with material things, the promised land?
No,
It's part of it.
It's part of it.
The Bible talks about milk and honey.
Okay.
And all that, vineyards and all that.
You see, when it comes to the promised land thing, there's a back story that really gets me worried. There are most people who have actually moved from their promised land into Egypt. And they are still searching for promised land. Where was Jacob? He was in Canaan with his sons, with his people. Joseph got to Egypt. Now there was famine. Jacob is meant to stay in Canaan. But Jacob came to Egypt when he was asked by the sons to bring him. And they went now to settle in Egypt, in a place called Goshen. And after 430 years, Moses is sent by God to pick the Israelites to the same land Jacob was, which is Canaan, the promised land. So you were in your promised land and you moved. And there are a lot of people in that same category. You want to go, and that deals with purpose. That deals with you understanding that it has to be God's will. And people have moved. As soon as you move out of God's will, you've moved out of your promised land, because it is His will that takes you there. So as soon as you move out of His will, you have moved out of the promised land, and you are now coming to find the will. No matter what you do, it is His will. There's nothing you can do. That's why Jesus said, if it's my will, let this cup pass me by. Nevertheless, not my will, but your will be done. Because, of course, so there are a lot of people, they are looking for a particular kind of promised land. But like Osofo said, when you are at peace, that can be your promised land.
I see.
When you have that joy, that can be your promised land. When you have that fulfillment, that can be your promised land.
So is it person specific?
Yeah, not a group.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's about destination. It's about destinies and fulfilling destinies. Okay. It's about getting to your destination. That's it.
And to add to what Rev said, why did Jacob leave Canaan? Because there was famine in the land, there was scarcity. So most people leave their promised land because of issues of life, challenges. So I want to move. I want to look for greener pasture. I want to. So there are many people who keep jumping from one relationship to the other. Because your marriage is part of your promised land.
And we don't pay attention to it.
And you have to find out, right?
Yes. I prayed 2 years for my marriage. 2 years. I prayed, fasted, waited. 2 years. Yes.
It's a serious business.
Kamala, you can be the richest man on this earth. With the wrong woman, you are going back down. And you can be the poorest rat. With the right woman, you are going to the top. So you don't just jump into such things. You don't just jump into it.
Yeah.
If you are going for a helpmeet, you go for someone who you know is going to help. If you are going, people have come to me. Yes, thank God. Somebody came to me today.
Right.
Papa, I applied for UK. The UK didn't work out, and now I've changed the plan. I'm going to Canada. Papa, what do you think? I said, go and ask Baba, and come back to me in 3 days' time. I'll give you the answer. Though I know the answer now. I don't know whether he's watching or not. And the answer is no. You have no business in Canada. You're just going to worry your head. You're going to suffer. You're going to struggle. People of God, you are in a kingdom. You are a child of the kingdom. Ask the king, should I go or should I not? Who says you can't prosper in this land? Joshua chapter 1 verse 3. Any place the sole of your feet will tread upon, there have I given unto you. Who says you cannot prosper here? Somebody's own is in Australia. Let the person go. Somebody's is in Finland. Let the person go. Yours can be in Kumasi. You will relocate there. You understand? So you need to understand where your promised land is. Other than that, I'm telling you on authority, you won't get there. You won't get there. And that's why I asked the guy who asked the question. I was asking, I go to my command in Aceh. Because the question looks like he has been fasting and praying and believing, and he's not getting there. Maybe. So just maybe.
So what do you have to do, all right, to get in contact with that purpose of yours? Of course, finding purpose will be the thing that will come in. But
that's it.
Yeah, what must they do? Are there any simple steps?
Yeah, so if you want to discover your purpose, go to God. You don't have to just relax. Be doing something as you feel you are being led by the Spirit.
Right.
Even people would look at what you are doing and tell you, no, you have a potential here. You are doing well there. And the Holy Spirit will confirm what people are saying.
True.
Then you give it the best of your effort and your energy. So when we are talking about your promised land, we are talking about your profession, your career, your job, what you do, family, and all those things.
I know there's a difference between job and work, actually.
True.
Exactly. True. So it depends on what you see. That thing which you, I always say this, that thing which you will do, Komla, that even if you are not paid, you will still do. You call it passion. I call it purpose. That's it.
I see. Quite a number of messages here as well. Philia Asumen comes to our promised land is a place of fulfillment. At Reverend Bright Aklamanu, God bless you, Daddy. Believe Nyachiko says that's powerful discussion. More grace, more anointing upon your lives. In Amen. Jesus' name, Amen. Elikem Trigger says, God bless you, Reverend Bright. We love you from Nsawam. Trigger. I don't know what the trigger means. I only hope that Reverend Aklamanu understands that since it was directed to him. We'll take a break. When we come back, the final lap of the conversation is right here. Stay with us.
May the fire of God consume my heart. Lord, I want the love of God. You need to tell that devil, you are not taking away my life.
Let's reach souls together on Africa's Ministry Spotlight, a dedicated blog on Dominion TV for African ministries to showcase their content.
The Holy Ghost work with Holy Ghost filled preaching. How can they call upon him of whom they have not believed? How can they believe of whom they have not heard? How can they hear without a preacher?
Expand your media outreach in 48 countries across the continent of Africa. Join the likes of Archbishop Nicholas Duncan-Williams, Reverend Eastwood Anaba, Bishop Gregory Toussaint, and many more as we push the kingdom of God. Reach out to Dominion TV today through the contacts on your screen or on our socials at My Dominion TV. Africa's Ministry Spotlight, reaching souls far and wide.
You're sitting in the office all day doing this. Doesn't look nice at all. And that can affect you negatively. It could even cause numbness and tingling down to the fingers, upper back pains, neck pains, headaches, dizziness. Do you have any of those things? Some people wonder, why are we having a spine show? You know, sometimes I wonder why also.
Spine Alive with the spine expert, Dr. Brian Cox, starting Friday, November 10th at 8 p.m. only on Dominion TV.
Hyperpigmentation, dark spots, wrinkles, acne scars. Your skin can be beautiful again repair, renew, and reveal your skin with the Forever Clear multi-fruit set. Enriched with extracts of milk, sugarcane, citrus fruits, and vitamin C and E. The Forever Clear multi-fruit set exfoliates the skin cells to repair the damage and nourish your skin with visible results in 6 to 8 weeks.
Forever Clear, caring for tomorrow's beauty needs today.
This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Welcome back, and this is Just Ask. We still have our guest in the studios, Reverend Aklamanu, and of course, Pastor Delong. And some messages here. Ed Banser says it's all about purpose with respect to being in your promised land. God bless you. Marshall Daniel says bravo to you all. Ophelia Aklamanu says interesting question. Georgina Samoa says, Lord, help us to discover, I guess, our purpose here on earth. Blessings. Kujo King Photography, go to God and be doing something. Go to God and be doing something. And that's one of the quotes from tonight. Kim's Music Records, powerful, soulful bright. Philmon Edwards, finding your purpose and pursuing it will lead you to the promised land. Amewata, more grace, Reverend, bright. We love you, Philmon Edwards. Many blessings to Pastor Daniel and bright, wonderful insight. I guess we'd have to do the final words now, if we may, while we are at it. So let me start off with you, Reverend Aklamanu. Final words tonight, putting all of this together.
Yeah. All right. What I'll say is that because the last thing had to do with
purpose.
Purpose.
Okay.
Yeah. It's very important that we all pay the price to discover our purpose. Mm-hmm. And after discovering our purpose, we must do everything it takes by the grace of God to be at the center of God's will for us. That is the only way we can be useful in our generation.
I'll see. How about you, Pastor Delong? Final words?
Well, I feel that a lot of people fail to ask the Spirit of the Lord to guide them in leading them to their promised land, if I'm talking about that side of it. Because, you see, what it is, what it feels like, is not what they want to experience.
True.
You know, because if what you are expecting looks like what you are experiencing, then it's not God. So a lot of people are not ready to experience the opposite of what they are expecting. You understand? Because God will only show you the destination and put you at the beginning and hide what will happen. Because if He tells you what will happen, I'm not sure that clearly, as human as you are, if I tell you you're going to be the second in command in Egypt and you are so happy about it, and I say, but you have to get into the pit. And when you get into the pit, you have to get into the prison for 13 years. And for 13 years, you're going to go through all this shame and all this thing before you get into the palace. I'm not sure you'll be ready to do it. You're like, can I just use another route? So people should learn to continually ask God, and I believe strongly that with that we'll get to our destination.
Absolutely, and it's a wonderful thing to always have men of God. Big thanks to you. But of course, let me just announce that the biggest convocation, the gathering of the saints, is here again, Impact 2023. We're excited to tell you that it's starting from the 26th of November to the 3rd of December. On your screen, you can see the wonderful, wonderful men and women of God who are going to be here. You've got to be here as always. Time 9 a.m. for the morning sessions and 5 p.m. For the evening sessions. Always come early. Make sure that you put it on your calendar that you're going to be here all through with friends and family as well. Do well to also invite somebody. And also, we have been nominated. Dominion TV, Just Ask, and of course myself, we have been nominated for various awards. And so they're on your screen. You can also go to our socials to see them on how to vote. You enter the nominee code in voting for the various categories we have been nominated for as far as the Praise Achievements Awards 2023 is concerned. And so we're excited to bring it to you always. We'll be here again at 8 p.m. on Thursday next week, but the rerun is at 5 p.m. on Sundays, and so you can catch us again. But of course, if you want to watch it, maybe you joined live, it's on Facebook, we're streaming live now, and so once we end, you can go there and make sure that you keep yourself up to date with what happened on the screen today. We're grateful. Thank you very much. Like all our pages, Dominion TV on YouTube, on Twitter, on Instagram, and of course on Facebook. A big thanks to you, Reverend Bright Aklamanu, and of course Pastor Daniel Delong. My name is Korku Lumor. I cannot wait to see you next week. God bless you, and bless you always. I'll see you soon.